In the intricate web of relationships that makes One Day at a Time such a groundbreaking 1970s sitcom, few elements prove as dynamically engaging as the generational voices that clash, support, and ultimately harmonize within the lay Romano household. Part 8 of this review turns its attention to the vibrant interplay between Julie's mischievous energy, Barbara's escalating panic, and the broader family dynamics that give this episode its emotional richness and comedic vitality. Through these characters and their interactions, the script offers a perceptive exploration of sibling bonds, parental guidance, and the timeless tensions between youthful impulsiveness and maturing responsibility in the context of a single-parent family navigating the social changes of 1975 America. Julie Romano emerges as a sparkling source of mischief and comic relief throughout the episode. As the younger sister, she possesses a quick wit and a talent for stirring the pot that perfectly complements Barbara's more conscientious nature. From the moment she lets Bob into the apartment and teases her sister about the dance, Julie's playful scheming drives much of the early momentum. Her own romantic maneuvers, switching notebooks with Cliff to engineer an invitation, mirror Barbara's situation while highlighting the contrast in their personalities. Where Barbara agonizes over hurting feelings, Julie approaches romance with a more pragmatic, even calculating flair. The line "Oh, you're really rotten, kid" from Barbara captures this sibling dynamic, beautifully affectionate disapproval mixed with recognition of shared youthful tactics. The script uses Julie's mischief not merely for laughs but to illuminate deeper truths about teenage girlhood in the 1970s. This was an era when young women were gaining greater freedom in dating and self-expression, yet still operated under significant social pressures regarding reputation and popularity. Julie's schemes reflect the playful experimentation of adolescence, while her sharp observations about Barbara's predicament provide both comic commentary and genuine sisterly insight. When she notes that Barbara has said yes to both boys and warns of bigger trouble ahead, her words carry the sting of truth wrapped in humor. This balance prevents Julie from becoming a one-dimensional troublemaker. She is a fully realized teenager, impulsive, clever, and deeply invested in her sister's life. Barbara's panic, by contrast, forms the emotional core of these generational interactions. As her double commitment becomes increasingly untenable, we witness a compelling portrayal of internal conflict manifesting outwardly. Her attempts to avoid confrontation, suggesting absurd excuses like her regiment has been called up or feigning illness, reveal the depth of her anxiety. The script traces this panic with sympathetic precision, showing how a fundamentally kind-hearted girl becomes trapped by her own reluctance to disappoint others. Barbara's conversations with her mother and sister expose her vulnerability. She genuinely likes Bob for his decency, yet feels drawn to Cliff's charisma. This internal tug-of-war captures the universal teenage experience of discovering that good intentions can lead to complicated consequences. The family dynamics shine most brightly in the mother-daughter-sister conversations that punctuate the episode. Anne Romano serves as the bridge between generations, offering wisdom born of experience while respecting her daughter's growing autonomy. Her exchanges with Barbara about honesty and fairness demonstrate a parenting style that was progressive for its time. Firm yet empathetic, direct yet loving. When Barbara complains that her mother offers unwanted advice until it is actually needed, Anne responds with the kind of patient understanding that defines her character. These moments reflect the evolving parent-child relationships of the 1970s, as traditional authority gave way to more open dialogue influenced by the era's emphasis on self-expression and emotional honesty. Julie's role in these family conversations adds texture and humor. Her interjections, such as joking that Barbara will say yes to Frank, as well lighten heavy moments while underscoring the absurdity of the situation. Yet beneath the mischief lies genuine concern for her sister. The sibling bond between Julie and Barbara feels authentic, competitive yet supportive, teasing yet protective. When Barbara faces the reality of telling Bob the truth, Julie's presence provides both comic counterpoint and emotional solidarity. This dynamic enriches the episode's portrayal of family life, showing how sisters can simultaneously complicate and ease each other's burdens. The generational voices extend beyond the immediate family to include Schneider's neighborly perspective. His well-meaning intrusions during Barbara's illness scene bring an adult male viewpoint that contrasts with the feminine energy of the Romano household. His diagnosis of guilt as the true ailment and his outrageous medical anecdotes provide comic relief while subtly reinforcing Anne's authority. Schneider represents the extended chosen family that many single-parent households relied upon in 1970s urban America, where apartment buildings fostered close if sometimes chaotic community bonds. One of the episode's most insightful thematic explorations involves the clash between youthful idealism and adult pragmatism regarding honesty. Barbara and her generation pride themselves on rejecting the perceived hypocrisy of their parents, yet she struggles with the very issue of authenticity in her romantic dealings. Anne gently points this out, reminding her daughter of the importance of practicing the values she espouses. These conversations elevate the episode beyond simple teen romance into a thoughtful meditation on integrity across generations. The script handles this with warmth and humor, avoiding preachiness while making its points effectively. The apartment itself becomes a stage where these generational voices collide most vividly. Domestic details, the laundry left unfolded, the root beer, the dinner preparations, the doorbell ground, the emotional drama in relatable everyday reality. The cramped space amplifies every interaction, turning personal dilemmas into shared family experiences. This setting perfectly captures the intimacy and intensity of single-parent family life in the 1970s, where privacy was limited and emotions played out in close quarters. Barbara's panic reaches its peak in the scenes following the dinner disaster. Her conversation with her mother about the difficulty of disappointing Bob reveals both her compassion and her immaturity. Anne's guidance helps her navigate toward honesty, even as Barbara imagines increasingly dramatic future scenarios involving marriage and children. These hyperbolic moments showcase the script's understanding of teenage emotional exaggeration while gently leading the character toward growth. Julie's presence during these exchanges provides necessary levity, preventing the tone from becoming too heavy. The episode's handling of family dynamics reflects broader societal shifts of the era. With divorce rates rising and the women's movement challenging traditional family structures, shows like One Day at a Time offered audiences stories that mirrored their realities. The Romano family demonstrates that strength and love can thrive in non-traditional households through open communication, mutual respect, and shared humor. Anne's ability to balance her own life-work activism and social exploration with attentive motherhood serves as an inspiring model. Julie's mischief ultimately serves a constructive purpose in the family ecosystem. By pushing boundaries and creating situations that force honest conversations, she helps accelerate the lessons Barbara needs to learn. Her sharp-witted commentary acts as a mirror, reflecting both the absurdities and the truths of their shared experiences. This sibling dynamic adds tremendous depth to the episode, showing how family members, despite their differences, contribute to each other's personal development. The writing throughout these sequences demonstrates exceptional skill in balancing multiple character arcs. Dialogue flows naturally with interruptions, overlapping speeches, and perfectly timed revelations that mirror real family conversations. The performer's implied delivery brings warmth and authenticity to even the most chaotic moments. Mispronunciations and running gags like Miss Ramona add layers of affectionate humor that reinforce the family's lived-in feel. As the story moves toward resolution, the generational voices converge in a moment of understanding. Barbara's decision to take her mother out to dinner instead of attending the dance with either boy represents a meaningful step toward self-awareness and family priority. Julie's involvement in the broader household chaos, including her own romantic tangents, adds richness to the tapestry. Together, these voices create a portrait of family life that feels both specific to its time and universally resonant. Through Julie's mischief, Barbara's panic, and the encompassing wisdom of Anne, the episode celebrates the beautiful complexity of family dynamics. It acknowledges that growing up involves mistakes, conflicts, and uncomfortable conversations, yet these very challenges strengthen bonds and foster growth. In 1970s America, where families were redefining themselves amid social change, the Romano household offered a hopeful vision of resilience through love, honesty, and humor. The generational interplay in Barbara Plus 2 stands as one of the episode's greatest strengths. It transforms a simple teenage dating dilemma into a rich exploration of how different voices, youthful, mischievous, panicked, and wise, contribute to the ongoing story of family life. The script's affectionate portrayal ensures that every character feels valued, every conflict meaningful, and every resolution earned. This masterful handling of generational voices reminds us why One Day at a Time remains a beloved classic. It finds comedy and heart in the everyday negotiations between parents and children, sisters and siblings, all while gently illuminating the path toward greater understanding and personal integrity.